When people finally find the first love they never forgot, they say they feel whole again. When I found mine, my hands were shaking. My legs were barely holding me up because I was the defendant and she was the judge. What is a 64-year-old man doing in a courtroom? DUI. My marriage had just ended. My whole life turned upside down. But that's not an excuse. I've never accepted that. I shouldn't have done it. I drove 4 miles on a road I had driven sober hundreds of times, got pulled over 2 blocks from my own driveway, sat in the back of a police car in the dark, and for a long time I just fought with myself. The moment I saw her face, something happened. I can't explain it exactly. Something inside me recognized her before my brain even had a chance to catch up. I told myself I was just nervous. I told myself that any man in my position could be seeing things that weren't really there. You know how it is. Sometimes you see someone, and for just a second they remind you of a person you've been missing for years. Then she said my name, Leonard, not the way a judge says a defendant's name. Before the proceedings started, she asked me one question, just one. What middle school did you attend? Life had waited 47 years to ask me a question I'd left behind 47 years ago. And there I was, standing in front of the one woman I had never been able to forget. Over the legal limit, my lawyer beside me, hands folded in front of me, with nowhere else to put them. Eastbrook Middle School, I said. Helen sat 2 rows to my left in class. When she was thinking hard about something, she'd tap the back of her pen on the desk. 3 taps, every single time. I could have closed my eyes in a room of 50 people and known exactly which sound was hers. Before I even knew her name, I knew that sound. One day in English class, the teacher wrote a sentence on the board. Silence in the room. Then Helen spoke. At the exact moment I did. Same word, same instant. 2 completely different mouths on opposite sides of the room. The teacher stopped, looked at the class, said, "Remarkable." Helen turned to me. She smiled, and she said just one word back, "Remarkable." Nothing more, nothing less. After that, the words stayed between us. When we understood something, when we noticed something worth noticing, we'd say it, like a private language only the 2 of us spoke. I didn't know then that a single word could carry that much weight for that long. 1 school year together. Then her father got transferred to Ohio. She was gone before August. On her last day in class, she waved from the doorway and left. I looked for her for 11 years. Reunions, people we both knew. I wrote letters to addresses that didn't exist anymore. Found nothing. You have to understand what losing someone meant back then. No internet, no trail, no way to follow a person once they were gone. People could disappear and stay disappeared. I learned that the hard way. In 1975, I finally accepted it and stopped searching. Got married. Taught history for 31 years at the same school. I had built my life, my routine. Things filled up. But for me, something was always a little off. Some people create a space in your life, and that space never really closes. Helen's space stayed open. Every time I walked into a school hallway, every time a woman in my classroom tapped her pen on a desk, every time someone said "remarkable" in passing, just as a regular word. When I drove past a school bus and watched kids pile out onto a sidewalk. Every time, for just a moment, just one brief moment, I was back in 1958. My wife Barbara knew. She never said a word. Neither did I. 29 years later, Barbara left. That's the right word. She didn't go anywhere permanent, but I lost her. It wasn't a bad marriage. Well, not bad exactly. 2 people choose each other young. then slowly become different people, but they never quite say so out loud. We were good at the respectful parts. Everything else went unsaid for 30 years. And some things, when they go unspoken long enough, they build up, and after a while they just wear you down. After the separation, I started drinking. Not right away. 4 months in, maybe 5, I don't remember exactly anymore. I hadn't been a drinker before that, but I was alone in a big house with too many rooms, and the nights all looked exactly the same. The night I got pulled over was one of those nights. On the day of the hearing, I walked in with my lawyer, and, well, you already know how that part goes. She asked what middle school I attended. I said the name. She kept writing. Didn't look up right away. My lawyer was saying something beside me. I didn't hear a single word. I was watching her hand move across that paper, the way it slowed down, the way it stopped. Then she looked up. 14 years have passed, and I still can't fully describe what moved across her face in that moment. It wasn't shock. It wasn't surprise exactly. It was something different from both. Something more careful, more quiet. The proceedings continued. My lawyer spoke, the prosecutor spoke, and I listened. I didn't hear any of it, because something in me had simply shut down. My eyes kept going back to her hands. I was waiting for the 3 taps. I still didn't know what I was expecting, or what I was hoping for. The decision came. License suspended, mandatory program, and a fine. She closed her file and put down her pen. She waited a moment. Then, almost as if she were talking to herself, but looking directly at me, she said one word: remarkable. Nobody else heard it. My lawyer was taking notes. The clerk was looking at his computer screen. Only I heard it, and I froze right there. 47 years ago, in a classroom, we had said the same word at the same instant. Since that day, no one had ever said that word that way. The only person in the entire world who could say it that way was Helen, and she had just said it from a judge's bench, in a courtroom, looking at the worst I had ever been. Let me ask you something. Has anyone ever recognized you at the absolute worst moment of your adult life? Not the way you'd recognize someone on the street. More like someone who could see the exact distance between who you were and who you had become. That is exactly where I was standing in that room, caught between the boy who said the same word at the same instant as a girl in a 1958 classroom, and the man over the legal limit being handed a court order on a Tuesday morning. Remarkable. That word found me, and when it did, what I understood was heavier than I ever expected it to be, because in that moment I realized I had never truly let go. I had only stopped searching. I had never stopped carrying that weight. It had always been sitting there, somewhere underneath everything I did. At 11 o'clock that morning, I walked out of the building into the February cold. My lawyer said something about next steps. I told him I'd be in touch, pretended I was listening, and then I took a cab home. After that day, a part of me wanted to reach out to Helen, but I was ashamed of myself, ashamed of where she had found me and what I had become. I never tried. What happened in that courtroom was enough. Some things don't need a next chapter. Historians say history repeats itself. I taught that for 31 years, and I couldn't see the one thing repeating in my own life, not until that courtroom. For 47 years, I was looking for the wrong thing. I was looking for her. But what was actually missing was the version of myself she remembered. The man who said remarkable. The man who wasn't afraid of a hard question. I had left that man somewhere around 1987. And it took 47 years, a courtroom, and a single word for me